thought he was. I thought he was probably shaky at times early. I thought we finished strong as a group. It's hot out here today. This first day we actually had real heat. So some of those guys maybe tapped out a little bit. But I think he's understanding kind of some of the things we're trying to do down the field. Some of those were deep balls, and I think our receivers are running. We've got a bunch of receivers kind of out with a Nick here and a Nick there, but the guys that went today were running through and. So that was a good way to end it. You like to have your quarterback, no matter what happens, always end it the right way and finish.
How important is it to be settled on one guy as you go through?
Yeah, we will be. Yeah, we're going to have an open battle competition, but we will have a starting quarterback, and the other guys will know that they're there in case something happens. But we will have a starter.
Is there something for Connor to work on? Have you seen anything that maybe he's struggling with right now?
I just think he always, it's like anything else. Like you have a little bit of success, sometimes you start trying to do, a lot of things. And the great ones have a way of just staying within themselves and just doing what they do and letting the game come to them. And so I was glad he finished the practice that way because early in practice he's maybe trying to do too much. I made this one throw this one time, so we try to make it again. And when you do that, you have a lot of interceptions.
How's he digesting the playbook to this point?
He's gotten a lot better. He's coming on. All the quarterbacks are. We had this freshman in here, P.J. Walker, is a really smart quarterback, and so he's put some pressure on the older guys.
Has he really?
No one wants to know that the younger guy knows more than you about the playbook. So I think the older guys are. Clinton Granger knows the playbook really well, and Connor's really done a nice job in the last 3 days.
Is he ahead of where you thought he would be?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He's really accurate, smart, and it seems like he likes football. We say that term a lot, but a lot of guys play football. He likes football. He studies it at night. He comes in the day and he knows the answers.
When you get a young player in here, whether it's somebody who is going from playing special teams to playing regularly or new to the program, what are some of the adjustments they've got to make? Maybe they hadn't thought about before they got here, like pace of practice.
Yeah, that's definitely one, pace of practice. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we always have 2 drills going as much as we can. So we have I call the ones and twos here, but we want to make sure the young guys or the guys that are developmental are getting reps. It's a lot of football practices. You see a lot of guys standing around, but we try to make sure guys practice, and as a result, they have to get used to the heat and practicing a lot. So I would say that, maybe the tempo. They got music playing. We're trying to go fast just to get as many reps in as possible. So for a young guy that's not used to that, it can be a shock at first, and then they usually settle down. After about a week, some of the nagging injuries usually stop, and guys' bodies are more acclimated to football. So.
Matt, this is maybe the first season in 5 years where the situation in the backfield's sort of been cloudy.
Right.
What do you see there, especially out of Kenny and Jamie? And do you want to go by committee, or are you looking for one guy to carry a load?
I'd love to have 2 that I felt really good about, and then maybe another third guy be a role guy. Kenny's I think really having a good camp so far. The other guys are all kind of mixing in here and there, showing some things. I'm anxious to watch today's film because I haven't seen that yet. I think the young guy Zaire Williams has done a nice job. He's shown some good things. Jamie Gilmore's had a nice step today. I saw him burst and look quick and twitchy, and so that's what I've been trying to challenge him to do. And I saw that today, which was exciting to me because if we can have Jamie come on, it'd be a real positive for us.
What are you seeing out of Deion Miller? I mean, he's a guy who you look at him, he's 6'5", just a big guy. What are you seeing out of him right now?
Unfortunately, he's been out the last 2 days. He's had some cramping issues. So, before that, I thought, he showed, he's big, he's strong, he's powerful. He's just never been able to be healthy really for a full year.
Right.
And so, unfortunately, right now he's kind of backed up with some dehydration type things.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll get him back soon and get him going because he'd be a real plus for us.
Mm-hmm.
Just he's a big target. Big targets are tough to cover. So.
And how important is it going to be for those receivers to help Connor?
Oh yeah, I mean they have to, especially in our offense. We ask them to make a lot of decisions and adjustments on the run. There has to be a relationship there. You can't just put a guy out there because he's fast. He has to know exactly what he's doing versus all coverages, and the quarterback and him have to be on the same page. So, we have really heady, smart receivers. Some guys like Ryan Alderman and Jalen Fitzpatrick. They know what to do every play, and the quarterback knows where they'll be. So you want to have that relationship. You can't have guys just showing up out of nowhere.
So. Where is Nate Smith right about now?
Linebacker?
Yeah. Physically and mentally on the field.
We have 2 Nate Smiths, so it gets me confused. Nate D. Smith. Physically, it seems like he's right. I think maybe he's running around a little bit with a pulled hamstring a little bit today. But I think in terms of learning the playbook, I've seen him make some real steps in the last couple of days, and he's just got to outplay the other guys in that position.
Right.
Physically day in and play out. We know he can make some plays, but we just need a guy at that position. You need a guy that play in and play out. You know exactly what he is. And so Nate's working to get there. So he's 2 right now, and we'll battle through the scrimmage and see where he stands.
Matt, Deion had some of those issues last year too. I know he was sick for a while, and he had some dehydration issues. Is there anything he did in the offseason where he said, like, you know, I sort of want to put this behind me?
Yeah, I think he's worked really hard at it. I think it's just more of a biological thing, and I think they're trying to figure it out for him. But you know, one thing about Deion, he works really hard at these things. He really wants to be a good player. So you know, you see him. He's always, you know, he's got all the hydration stuff with him. He's trying to do all the right things for himself. He's just, unlike me, he's got like 2% body fat, so he has some other issues to deal with. You know, seriously. So he metabolism so fast that he goes full speed. That's one thing I love about him. So we're just going to have to figure out how to manage it for him as best we can.
Last couple guys the other day in one-on-ones. What are you seeing from him? He's fast, got good hands.
Yeah, Nate has really good hands. He has good hands, and he's really fast. He's worked really hard to make his good hands, you know, very good hands. And so I think he's going to play a lot for us. You know, we're going to play, you know, 5 or 6 receivers, and I think Nate's in the mix to maybe even be a starter. I mean, he's really pushing some guys. I feel really good about Jalen Fitzpatrick. He's a starter, and you know, we saw Nate was in the green jersey today. I mean, he ran with the ones with Deion being out, and I think he probably did a nice job. So.
Could you give a little update on Nee Adderwall, Quan Cooper, and Ray Krang, who are on the roster?
Ray should be on the roster. Ray's just got a back injury. The other 2 guys are no longer here.
And talk a little about what you've seen out of your defensive backfield, specifically the upperclassmen like Zamel Johnson, Abdul Smith, and how they've helped out the younger guys back there so far.
You know, I think the real story at camp so far is the young guys in the defensive backfield. I mean, the older guys are steady guys, but I'm really pleased with some really competitive young. You never know when a freshman comes in if they're going to be competitive or not. And the Jihad Thomas, he's down there. You know, we're having to break him up with Jalen Fitzpatrick. I mean, I think we have some really good young guys that have shown up. So who's going to start at both corners and safeties is really anyone's guess right now. You know, I think it's a nice battle that I'm pleased with. Not a battle where, oh no, who are we going to play? It's a lot of guys are showing up and practicing well. So it'll be interesting to see. But I think the older guys, you know, they're practicing hard, trying to make sure it's their job their last year. So I'm anxious to see. Roby looks like he's playing pretty well. So we'll kind of get through the scrimmage and see on Saturday.
Are you at liberty to say anything about your
probably not. Okay. But Ray Krang is definitely still here. He's just, you know, he's not on the camp roster because he's hurt. So he's here. He's going to school. So.
Okay, guys.